In today's world, trade is the largest of global market supply chains, which includes competing brands, quality standards, movement of goods across borders, business regulations, cutting edge skills and services. All these activities match up to make a difference. What is behind the headlines? What impact does it actually have on people's daily lives? How can we develop programs that will support the countries to get ahead on trade? Trade activities are getting people to act on the agenda of improving trade globally. Agencies and development partners are supporting countries in their roadmaps for change. It's building strong foundations and helping governments bridge to more support. Business Focus takes a closer look at every step involved in the aspects of trade, from identifying, buying, selling, and the distribution of goods and services to various parts of the world. Find out from the people themselves what is happening in their daily trading activities and how they go through the hurdles in achieving greatness from the fields, factories, gardens, markets, and to the consumer. Join George Elliott Sam on Star Television, Channel 21, every Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. and a repeat broadcast on Fridays from 2 to 3 p.m.
Welcome again to Star Television on the program Business Focus, where it comes on every Wednesday and Friday. Well, today we're at the Chinese Embassy. As we all say, China are a very good friend to Sierra Leone. We talk about economic development and all other aspects of the society itself. Well, basically, we know 10 years back, the president, President Xi, be introduced the Belt and Road Initiative, where it means for able to develop infrastructurally the countries where they will sign to the treaty that let's say for be part of the initiative itself. Well, today we get I would say the acting ambassador, the deputy, where we talk to us today on this particular Belt and Road Initiative, where President Xi 10 years ago, where he began introduce, we don't see so many good things we don't come on inside this particular initiative. Well, today we will look at this and we will look at other things where the embassy don't do. Let me take a short break. When we come back, the program will continue.
Factories in Africa, roads in Kazakhstan, oil refineries in Iran, and ports in Greece. Just a few of the Belt and Road projects that have been built in the last decade. Projects that have not only changed recipient countries, but also changed global trade.
Family, welcome again. Well, as I tell you now, I get the Deputy Ambassador. We they inside the program today for to talk about this particular Belt and Road Initiative. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me. It's you.
Okay. Well, that's the Deputy Ambassador. As I tell you, we look at the Belt and Road Initiative, where President Xi began launched over 10 years ago, and we see this Belt outside the converse now China for go look at this particular initiative, how best they're going to improve them, or outside they're going to take them the next level. So let's start the discussion now. As per my introduction to our viewers, I've just explained to them about the Belt and Road Initiative, which was launched 10 years ago by President Xi, exactly, in order to bring countries and also to develop them infrastructurally. So let's look at the initiative itself. Just give us a little bit of background to it.
Yes, the Belt and Road Initiative is inspired by the ancient Silk Road and the Maritime Road, and to connect people, especially in Eurasia continent, and through the sea road, and the people from China reach also the east coast of Africa. So also in the ancient time we are interconnected. The main goal of Belt and Road Initiative is to make connectivity between our policies, infrastructures, capitals, trade, and people-to-people interactions. So this year marks the 10th anniversary of the Belt and Road Initiative, and Xiaoyong joined the initiative in 2018 when President Bill visited China. So Xiaoyong is one of the first Western African countries to join the Belt and Road Initiative, and we are a close partner to discuss together, build together, and share together the Belt and Road Initiative.
Okay, from the side of China, what is specific, or what can I say, the significance of this particular Belt and Road Initiative, if someone may want to know?
Okay, we know, for example, this year's third edition of the Belt and Road Summit for International Cooperation is the main topic is high quality of Belt and Road Initiative and together for common development and prosperity. So we know that we have this global development initiative, and our thinking is that no one should left behind in this general trend of development. Because we know that in ancient times that, for example, from the goods travel from China to Europe, and now we live in the village of Earth. So we want to promote more interconnections and to facilitate our exchanges and to bring more development opportunities. So President Xi during the summit announced also the Chinese modernization give also the opportunity to the modernization for the entire world, especially for African continent, which is in continue searching for a proper way for development based on its own reality.
Okay, someone may want to know, as you have said, let's look at China foreign policy when you look at the initiative itself.
Yes.
What does it mean?
Okay, so we have a vision of a world that the world should peacefully coexistent, should help each other, should also develop together. This is the only way to eliminate the feeling of fear towards external peoples, and also the only way to eliminate the root of extremism and terrorism. For example, also with Afghanistan, many years ago, we cooperated with them, not to in the military terms, but also help the local people to transform the agriculture from the cultivation of wheat to other agricultural products. So only when the people have well-being, they will have more willingness to live together peacefully. And I think this is we always coexist in the peaceful development and in the peaceful and independent policy diplomacy.
Okay. Well, probably still with the program, Business Focus, as you hear from the discussion, I know say yourself would follow up and know exactly what's in the Belt and Road Initiative takes and how the Chinese people, really focus and put the energy and attention on this particular initiative, because one, people they can get a misconception say, this not just a formula which China they do for bring or do other things, but this not a real deal where it help the world itself, not only Africa, not only Asia, but Europe and the world at large. Let's look at another point here. Last month China held the Belt and Road Initiative. Just to my introduction, China held the Belt and Road Initiative, the 10th anniversary in Beijing. Let's look at the importance of this gathering.
Yes, I think it's a very important gathering on the 17th and 18th October in Beijing is the third summit for Belt and Road Initiative for International Cooperation, and it's a good moment to stay together with the partner states and to discuss what have gained in the past 10 years and what the experience, what lessons we drawn from the past experiences, especially to draw a blueprint for next 10 years of cooperation. During the summit, our president announced 8 steps, 8 concrete actions to promote more progress in Belt and Road Initiative, and we also engage more financial resources to open a financial window and to also inject new fund to Belt and Road Silk Road Fund, and to also to increase the numbers of joint laboratories that we want to build with other countries. We also increase training opportunities for other developing countries.
Okay, so if I may ask, celebrating the 10 years of the Belt and Road Initiative, what are some of the key developments when you look at Asia and you look at Africa? What are some of the projects that you can look at, that we can look at?
Yes, I think it's, in the past 10 years we have some signature projects, but we have also many small yet smart projects. And I think the major project in the last 10 years will be, for example, the China-Europe train express, and especially during the pandemic period was extremely useful to transport medical equipment from the two sides of the continent. Okay. And then we have built also, for example, the BDF ports in Greece. Talking about Africa, for example, we helped to Africa to build the Africa disease control building in Addis Ababa, and also to build railway to connect different countries in Africa. And I think it's doing this is a process, because the Chinese people always respect other people and listen what their need, and we study what we can offer, what we can do together. So it's never external impulse from China, but it's a share of same thinking and to help each other. So I think this is a magic word for the successful cooperation in between China and African countries, and not only in the past 10 years, but also in the past century.
Okay, in the area of the Belt and Road Initiative, if you hear from the West, they say China is imposing some of these things, or bringing some of these things in order to, levy the debt on Africa countries or that of other Asia countries. What can you say towards this?
Yes, I think that, for example, some Western countries, the body is in the new century, but their thinking is remain still in the past century, and especially some people, some politicians have still the Cold War mentality, and they think it's a zero-sum game, and China come in Africa to replace Western countries, or they want to replace us. But I think it's not true. We built the Belt and Road Initiative to be the biggest platform of cooperation in the worldwide, and we want to this Belt and Road Initiative be a public good for every country, for every people. For that reason, we think that everyone want to come together to help African countries without the ideological conflict. It's a bad thing. So it's why not? Because it's a good thing, and because this continent need investment, need money help, and we think we can do together, and also to help the African countries have a stronger voice in the world, and also have strong economy, resilient economy to overcome many challenges that the African people faced every day.
The Belt and Road Initiative is not only geared towards the infrastructural development. There is other things attached to it when you look at the exchange programs, human exchange programs.
Yes.
Let's look at some of this. How does this help in the area of fostering foreign cooperation between China, Africa, and other countries?
Yes. What you have said is totally true. The Belt Initiative is not only the connection with the infrastructure facilities, but also the coordination with policy. And for example, we share our experience of the fight to win the poverty and to help millions and millions of people get out of poverty. And also we share some good best practice with African countries if they want. And we also talking with different countries to, for example, to make international payment of our bilateral trade in RMB instead of dollars. And this is also to easy the trade transactions, to help also these countries which have scarcity of foreign currencies.
Okay.
And we also discuss, for example, besides the granted aid, we also provide a long interest loan for significant facility building projects. And we promote very much the people-to-people contact. We build the media league and to connect our museums, theaters, and to share this rich cultural diversity around the world.
Okay. Okay, family, still on the program, Business Focus, and we still the Chinese Embassy. I will talk on exclusively today. We look at the Belt and Road Initiative. President Xi, one of the most influential, I would say, president in the world, don't be introduced, and now they don't celebrate the 10 years of that. Well, the conversation is still going. Yourself, where they out there, I believe say you actually get waiting this Belt and Road Initiative mean, because so many times we don't get other things people they go and talk with, not to say be. So you get them today from the horse's mouth and exclusive. They will look at this. Now let's look at another. Let's come to Sierra Leone, because many people out there they will be interested to know what this initiative has bring to Sierra Leone, how Sierra Leone and how have been able to benefit from this particular initiative.
Yeah.
In the first place, before coming to the initiative, let's look at the China-Sierra Leone relation.
Yes.
How has it been for the past 53 or 54 years now?
Yes. Sierra Leone is one of our important partner in Africa and in West Africa, and we are close friends, we are close brothers, and we are close partners for many things. And for example, we coordinate closely our international policy. We promote peace and dialogue to resolve the conflicts in the world, and we have a very high level of political mutual trust. And in the health and sanitation field, we fight shoulder by shoulder for the Ebola disease and pandemic, and we also gain license and to treat more tropical disease. I think it's extremely important. And then for the economic front, and we want to encourage more exportation of Sierra Leone agricultural products to China. But in the meantime, I want to remember you that China is the biggest investor in Sierra Leone, and China is the biggest trade partner for Sierra Leone. So what we are doing, I think, is extremely beneficial for the two people. And I want to mention also the culture field, and we appreciate very much the traditional dance, also the culture in different tribes and in Xiaoyong. So in the past years, before pandemic, we invite different artistic group from Xiaoyong to make exhibition in China, and this year we organize also youth carnival and other opportunities to invite more Xiaoyang, specifically, especially the enthusiastic young people to come in China.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's look at the Belt and Road Initiative. What are some of the projects the initiative have undertook for the past 10 years? Let's say when Sierra Leone signed the treaty to join the initiative itself in 2018. What are some of the projects? Let's look at some of them.
I think it's in the past 10 years we have significant project. For example, the toll highway, and also the rehabilitation of the National Museum and the Wilberforce officers mass, and we are continue also upgrade the Zhui Hospital, and we think we built also some bridges, some
the National
roads.
Stadium.
Yes, and we are looking also to help the local communities, not only nationwide, but also want to bring our friendship to province, to local communities, to help them to install solar street light and make boreholes to have drinking water, etc., etc. So maybe you think it's there are not so many significant, so many visible project done, but it's not true. But if you go around by the street, you can see the UE building and the many monument with the signature of China. Yes.
Okay. So, if now I'm a Sierra Leonean, you have mentioned a lot. Let's look at what are the benefits, you know, or what does it mean to the national development of Sierra Leone?
Yes.
Some of these things that you have just mentioned.
Yes.
Economically, how does this contribute to the growth of Sierra Leone?
So it's President Bill during his second term announced the game changer policy, and we are totally agree. And I think the policy is need to a close study, and also need to implement with help of international partners. For example, in the game changer policy, there are youth, job opportunities, agriculture, and many things. I think in the past years we have done in these sectors, and with the new start of our cooperation, we will inject more momentum to promote this project. During at the very beginning of the election of President Bill, and our president sent the congratulations letter to him, and in the letter our president expressed precisely the vision of our government and our people to further deepen our cooperation and to build a stronger relationship between our two countries. I think this what the job of our embassy, and what we are going to discuss together with the government, and to study together, we will do.
You know, someone may want to say, if you want to develop a country, or if you want to help to develop a country, you need to focus on the human capital.
Yes.
And one way to do that is education. We saw just recently China have given to more than 154 or 56 scholarship to Sierra Leoneans to study outside. Let's look at the cooperation in terms of education between Sierra Leone and that of China.
Yes. I worked here for more than 2 years, and I meet many very talented Sierra students, and so we are very satisfied to provide opportunity for them to study in China, not only for under degree, but also for master degree and PhD degree. So this year, and we provide 155 scholarship to full scholarship to study in China, and cover, for example, one per university year and 4 years in university. And for master degree, it's from 2 years and 3 years. And additionally, we provide till now more than 600 short-term training courses for Sierra Leonean officials, professionals, and operators in different sectors. And I think toward the end of the year, the number will arrive on 800. I think it's we have touched different sectors, from fishery to agriculture, from economic zone to machinery repair machineries, and everything. I think the advantage is that in China we have many universities, and we are open for every sector. Whenever Sierra Leone have need, and we're open to host the seminars and courses for the bilaterally for Sierra Leone students, and we welcome also Sierra Leonean people to join also multilateral courses. I think it's everybody returned from China. They are so enthusiastic, and they discover new. They receive new perception of China. So we have this thing, and see once was listen 100 times.
Yes, that's true. That's true. You know, I'm a testament to that. You know,
Yes.
You know, when you go to China, you know, if you are here, you don't know about China, but when you get there, when you come, your perception will definitely gonna change about them. You know, people say a lot, but when you go there, the hospitality and all other things. When you come back, you know, you just think straight like the Chinese people. Okay, Fumble, we'll take a short break, and when we come back, the program will continue.
Launched in September 2013, the Belt and Road Initiative is China's global infrastructure development project with the goal of extending the country's trade links. It involves 3/4 of all the countries around the world and over $1 trillion of investments.
Farmer, welcome again to the program, and we're still there with the Deputy Chinese Ambassador, Xiaoyong, for the conversation, the things that we will say. We'll focus on the China-Sierra Leone relation, and also we'll look at the Belt and Road Initiative, where it don't clock 10 years, last month, and we see the things where they be do. They be hold a convention, it's then call world leaders them and make some commitments in terms of supporting the initiative, and how China will continue for the help other countries safe with the Belt and Road Initiative. Now, let's look at another very important. This one is also related to Sierra Leone. We know when President Bio won the election, his second term, he made a commitment that he's going to feed the entire country, the entire nation,
Yes.
and even try to export it.
Yes.
But he cannot do it alone. I think he is going to partner with China.
Yes.
Let's look at the feed salon. How will China going to come in with their expertise and all other things
Yes.
in order to support this?
Yes. I think China has very rich experiences, because China has 1/5 of the world entire population, but China has only 1/20 of the world arable field to cultivate. And so it's our experiences to say that tell us that we need to continually modernize our agriculture sector, and with, for example, with hybrid rice seed, and we increase very much the productivity, and the corn become also much more resistant to parasites, etc. And we continue to invest in the research and also to mechanization of the agriculture sector. And I listened many times, and President Bill emotionally speak, and that many years ago, Sierra Leone was a country which export food, but now it's become a country to import food. I think because it's during history, and Sierra Leone faced different difficulties, for example, civil war and Ebola, etc. And maybe also the aptitude of the people towards agriculture has changed. For example, there are maybe more young people want to work in other sectors instead of in the farm. But in the meantime, I see that in Sierra Leone have a rich potential to develop agriculture because they have vast land and huge human power, and also the strong willingness of the government to kind of fix a portion of the budget to develop specific in the feed salon project. We have a long history of cooperation in agricultural sectors, and we sent different group of expertise in Sierra Leone, and in this several months ago arrived a new team in Sierra Leone, and they will based on Njala University, and they will have 10 hectares of field to make demonstration project of cultivation of rice, and also the rice seed breeding, and they will have also some project in Bo City and in Freetown. But it's our thing is that it's better to teach people how to fishing instead to give them fish.
Yeah.
So we want to share the experiences of a successful development of Chinese agriculture, and also to introduce new methods of cultivation, and naturally donate also different machineries for Sierra Leone, and in case of emergency, we also donate tons and tons of rice to the Sierra Leone government. So we will continue to do that. In the meantime, we want to explore new front, for example, new frontier. If we are encouraging Chinese investors to invest in farm in Sierra Leone, and maybe also study the possibility to other economic agricultural products. I want to tell you that exactly in this month there will be the China and Africa agriculture ministers meeting in Hainan Island in China. So it will be a good moment that the ministers talk together, and also to draw attention from the investors. I think it will be a good Greenland investment. If we can realize some investment, will be very, very good. And we will talk of agriculture have also a bigger meaning, not only for the farm,
yeah.
also for the aquaculture, for the vet, for the cattle, and for the fishery. So I think we have many things to do.
Okay. Now you look at Sierra Leone. When you talk about farming, just like you said, we have just this minor farming. I can say artisanal farming or so. Now coming in with some of this equipment and some of these new technologies, you know, how are you going to involve some of these Sierra Leoneans in order for them to also be experts in the field of agriculture, and also, you know, when living, you know, your legacy will be there, and people will be there to continue with the process itself.
So it's from one side we want to invest more Sierra Leone common farmers, common people in China to join our farmers for some kind of training courses, and for fishery, for how to use fertilizers, and how to implement the machineries, etc. In the other side, we want to also invite our expertise to work together with the local farmers, and the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security have this idea to video register their activities so they can share in the nationwide to to other farmers. They can study what their method of production, etc. Because it will be a demonstration project in Anjala, so when now it's start the building and when finish, and it's also open, it's welcomed for everybody, every farmer in Sierra Leone to go there to have a look, and maybe they want also work there for a while. So I think it's very good to specifically develop some local rice seed suitable for Sierra Leone. Because we can import also directly hybrid rice seed, and there's cost for importation, and hybrid rice seed cannot reproduce by themselves. So every year we should import the seed. And now our effort is to develop some seed for Sierra Leone, and if we can breed the seed, we can also you can also export the seed to other neighboring countries, because it's the best seed for the Western African countries. So I think there will create a job opportunity, also business opportunity, and also help very much the increased productivity of the agricultural sector.
Let's shift a little bit to trade.
Yes.
If you look at Sierra Leone,
yes,
and China is the biggest partner.
Yes.
When you look at trade in Sierra Leone. So let's look at the continuity of this. And if you look at what sometimes may hinder or try to stop trade, or put down the level of amount of people to involve, you look at the freight rate, the cost of traveling, and also bringing of things like from the key or clearance or all the other stuffs. But and specifically, Sierra Leone will be using dollar instead of using the Chinese yen or
Yes.
so. So now the last time I asked this question again, that what does China want to do when you look at trade in terms of people exchanging their leones to dollar when going to China, changing to Chinese yen. How are you going to tackle this? Is there any plan to establish a foreign exchange bureau in Sierra Leone where people can just buy the yen in order to go and do their business in China?
I think it's in the trade sector we are going to study the possibility to further facilitate the trade. For example, from the Chinese side, we want to discuss with Sierra Leone the possibility to easy the trade transaction. I mean that we will happy to import, to give more import tax, favorable import tax or zero import tax condition for Sierra Leone products. And this is one thing that we want to do. And the other thing, I want to increase more transport capacities.
Okay.
For example, there are many raw materials, especially the iron and bauxite and red silt, and to export in China. And we, for example, our Costco company, they are going to send more ship in China, in Sierra Leone. Yes, to help the transport, and it's very meaningful, because you can increase your capability of production and exportation. And the other thing is open area. So how to, if there is a possibility to make the payment not in a third currency, but in our own national currency. And we have the cooperation in this kind of cooperation with other countries, with Latin American countries, with other African countries. I think if interested, we can also discuss this. And we have also some idea, for example, to encourage more cooperation for the authority for the quarantine of all the goods export from Sierra Leone to China and etc. So it's we will work closely with the Sierra Leone government to promote more trade, and it's not mean that we import more things. It means also that Sierra Leone will have more foreign currency that the country is much needed. And in the meantime, and China also export many domestic utility machineries and other articles for Sierra Leone to satisfy the need of Sierra Leone. And in the economic park, we want to have more Chinese companies come to produce, for example, like some produce furniture and produce shoes and other articles. So I think it's good, and we can have more flow of trade. But our corporation is not so simple to sell and buy. Our corporation is multi-dimensional.
Yeah, sure. Okay, Fabul is still on the program, and we're about to wrap up the program. But going for ask this question. Let's look at clocking 10 years. Even if you have a child, going to 10 years, that's a small time. You know what and what to do now. The Belt and Road Initiative clocking 10 years.
Yes.
Let's look at the total, holistically, the importance or the difference that it has made across the world, Asia, Africa, and Europe.
Yes.
Combined, let's look at what the initiative have bring.
10 years ago, I think it's only it was some idea, and we want to invite together other people to join the efforts to build a new common and horizon of development. After 10 years, we give our many satisfaction that we transform the ideas into real and concrete actions. So it's during this 10 years, there are many countries joined the Belt and Road initiatives, and we decided to hold the summit periodically, and also we decided to establish the import exhibition in Shanghai every year, and also during the pandemic, and this cooperation haven't been stopped. For example, in this month there will be the new edition of the import exhibition in Shanghai. It means that I think it's unique in the world. It's an exhibition not to sell the product, but to buy other countries' product for China. So it's to help other countries to find the opportunity during the development of our country. And I think it's in the 10 years, and for example, from the Eurasia continent, we have more connectivities, and but also for Africa. So not only our cooperation not only stop in the East Coast, but on the whole continent. I think it's in Africa nowadays. You go every country, you will find some signatory monument built by Chinese people. And we have also more and more African people who study Chinese, and in China we have also more university. Not only teach French and English, but to teach also local language like Swahili, Tulu, and Zulu. And I think it's very interesting. And it's a mutual appreciation of the culture. And with this understanding, put our feeling closely, and we will also have more the cooperation smoothly.
In the next 5 or 10 years, what are you expecting again? What do you want to see to happen in the cooperation of the Belt and Road?
In the next 10 years, I think we will implement the 8 steps announced by our president. We will have high quality of Belt and Road cooperation, and we will development together green economy, and we will have more greenland investment. We will also help each other to promote more research and research and development. And I cannot foresee what will happen and in next 10 years, but I think what I can foresee today should be much lesser than will really will be really realized in next 10 years. So we are very optimistic. We are optimistic and confident because we, with the initiative, we have built a worldwide partnership network, and we know that everybody want to contribute by his part to discuss together and build together, share together the benefit of the Belt and Road Initiative.
In all of this, if I may ask,
Yes.
what China is going to benefit?
You know, and we have different level of consideration. Firstly, because we want to have a peaceful world and to build a shared future for the human community. So we will have more common prosperity. Common prosperity means the common security, and means that we will have give more a better world for our child, for our next generation. Many years ago, we struggled together for the anti-imperialism and anti-colonialism. And during this historical course, we have more understanding. We always support each other. And now is we need build a stronger political relations in the world. And in the other side, I think to develop, to have African country development, it means also to have our economic, to have more, have a future, have more future to development. I remember many years ago, the Western country criticized very much the excess of productivity from China for steel, for clothes, for everything. They said that it's so bad, but because Chinese produce so much, and this product in the world market, the price become lower and lower. So the capitalism entrepreneurs, they lost money. We tell them it's not true because there's a whole continent needs much development. So it's now China has a huge population of middle class, but you can imagine, and in the future, next 10 years, there will be many middle class people also in Sierra Leone and in Africa. They have more capacity for consume. So we will have more consumption in the world, and it's good also for Chinese industry. And I think it's most importantly, not only in the economic term, but also in the human resource and human capital term. And China is a country going to become an older country. So there are many become more senior people. There are more senior people in China, and but in Africa there are so many youth. And we think in the next 10 years, we will see there will be much bigger the complementarity between China and Africa.
Lastly,
yes.
What do you think Africa country or other countries around the world should learn from China?
We are not in the position to teach other countries. I think that now it's African countries, based on their history and based on their experience, they know what's the best for themselves. And the politicians, the government are mature. And so maybe nowadays also, when you watch the Western TV and read the newspaper, there's some countries that are kind of jealous about our cooperation. They in some terms also try to sabotage our cooperation. But I think it's this trick nobody will fall in their trick because everybody knows what's the best interest for themselves.
Sure. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Famul. Now, so we go bring the continent of the program. Thank you very much, Ambassador, for being in the program today. I'm very delighted to honor the invitation.
Thank you very much, George. Thank you.
Do you have anything to say to Sierra Leoneans?
Yes, I want to say to our audience of Star TV, and we have a good relations with Star TV, and Star TV is our close partners. I want to transmit more objective information about China, to represent real China for Sierra Leoneans. And in the meantime, you prepare, and maybe tomorrow we invite you in China.
Okay, Fumble, that's all we get today inside the program, Business Focus. And I believe you don't really take your time and listen to the discussion around the Belt and Road Initiative. We don't see which Salon done the gain and the things and where China don't they do for Salon and where Salon self don't they do for China. One for say plenty thank you to my young brother and Mr. Gio, we always open hand and try for make sure say it take China to the media and let people are able to know. And I can tell you say the Chinese embassy, they are very media friendly and they always open up for let the media come and tell a story, waiting then they do. So till next week, Mina George say tata, a plenty thank you to Regina Norman, where don't they be on the camera today. God bless you and take care.